Vanderpump Rules Season 10 reunion will air in 3 parts, with 3 uncensored, uncut versions hitting Peacock the next day. And the first part revealed even more information than the edited Bravo version. With no time limit and more explanation of moments throughout the season, the pumped-up versions of the Vanderpump Rules reunion have proven to be worth watching. Throughout the season, things have stacked up against Tom Sandoval and Raquel Leviss as their relationship played out behind the scenes and the cast began to catch on to their behavior. With the longer versions of the reunion episodes, the true emotions stemming from Sandoval are allowed to shine through. As the pumped-up version of the Vanderpump Rules reunion had nearly 10 minutes of unseen content and a more difficult air considering the uncensored nature of the episode. The lack of censorship allowed the editors to keep some key moments in the episode that shined a whole new light on the nuances of Sandoval, as well as some of the other huge dramas of the season. As the cast members are understood a bit more clearly and the moments between the cast members are even more intense, the uncensored cut of the reunion episode is a must-watch if viewers are looking for the full picture. 5 Ariana compared Tom's treatment of her to his treatment of Kristen Dude early in the uncensored version of the first part of the Vanderpump Rules Season 10 reunion. Tom began to talk about the issues he and Ariana were dealing with in their relationship when he began cheating on her with Raquel. Tom has consistently brought up the issues between himself and Ariana, doing his best to push some of the blame about their failed relationship onto his ex. As he was running through a litany of issues he had with Ariana, she spoke up about just how similar he sounded speaking to her the way he did when his relationship with Kristen Dude was coming to a close. When Tom and Kristen's relationship was coming to an end during Vanderpump Rules Season 2, they had already been dealing with Tom's infidelity for the majority of the season. Watching Tom lie about his cheating and then try and gaslight Kristen into admitting that it was somehow her fault that he cheated was concerning, and seeing him using the same excuses nearly a decade later is shocking. Ariana called him out for this behavior, and the Vanderpump Rules reunion shared some footage to back him up, showing him blowing up at Kristen with nearly identical speeches about his behavior. James and Tom's uncensored fight was more aggressive while Tom's fight with James Kennedy was drawn out during Part 1 of the Vanderpump Rules reunion. The uncensored version of the episode had even more to the argument between the two former SUR employees. James and Tom have been friends for longer than Tom and Ariana were together, and the two seemed to be close friends until Tom chose to get close to Raquel after she and James ended their engagement. While Tom and James were still friends, James felt that had been dropped from Tom's life and made it clear that had hurt him during the Vanderpump Rules Season 10 finale. When Tom tried to play off his relationship with James as something that he didn't feel was a close or personal bond, James blew up at Tom, his feelings clearly hurt. In the uncensored version of the first part of the Vanderpump Rules reunion, James and Tom's fight has more context to it. James is deeply hurt by Tom's dismissal, and being able to see just how clearly hurt he is in his reaction to Tom's flippant comments was key in understanding his incredibly large reaction. As James got in Tom's face twice in quick succession, it was clear that Tom's dismissive nature got under his skin. Katie Schwartz gave more details on their fragile relationship. Tom Schwartz and Katie Maloney were meant to be one of the larger plots of Vanderpump Rules Season 10. But when Raquel came into the picture, things shifted around for the final stretch of episodes. Earlier in the season, Katie and Tom were trying to navigate their relationship post-divorce, and things began to deteriorate when Raquel showed interest towards Tom after Katie and her ex had agreed to keep their future romantic entanglements out of the friend group. When Tom and Raquel kissed at Sheena Shea's wedding, Katie decided she wasn't interested in being disrespected by Tom anymore and cut off most contact with her ex. During the extended version of the first part of the Vanderpump Rules reunion, Katie filled Andy and the rest of the cast in on her current relationship with Tom, which is fairly minimal. After the two went back and forth a bit about their relationship, some footage was added in about just how the rest of the cast felt about their split. First, Lisa Vanderpump spoke up about how sad she was to see the couple break up, but how understanding she was of their split. Some footage of Lisa officiating the couple's wedding was shown, along with Lisa's emotional reaction to their split. Sheena revealed how Tom started the open relationship rumor. One of the biggest dramas of the first half of Vanderpump Rules Season 10 was the rumor that Katie had been telling others that Tom and Ariana were in an open relationship. While it was clear that Tom and Ariana were having issues in their relationship, both were adamant that they weren't in an open relationship or interested in one. The rumor caused a bit of a rift between Katie and Ariana and added a ton of additional fuel to the fire between Katie and Raquel. Though Katie and Ariana were able to come to a place of agreement, it still seemed odd that it started in the first place. During the uncensored, uncut version of the Vanderpump Rules Reunion Part 1, Sheena shared that it was actually Tom himself who started the rumor about him and Ariana being in an open relationship. Sheena explained that Tom had told Raquel about it during Coachella the year prior, and in a bit of unseen footage from the Vanderpump Rules finale, Sheena was shown telling Ariana the same story in more detail. It was clear that while Tom was adamantly denying the narrative, that was at least how the rumor got started in its most basic form. One Andy asked the Toms if Schwartz Sandy's was worth it during Vanderpump Rules Season 10. During an opening event for Tom and Schwartz Lounge, Schwartz Sandy's Tom and Katie were seated together, having one of the first genuine conversations they'd had about their relationship since their divorce. In a moment of sincerity, Katie asked Tom if the lounge was worth all that it cost him. After losing money on the lounge, having to sacrifice tons of time when the opening was pushed back, and in essence, his divorce from Katie stemming from the pressure it put on their relationship, Tom found it difficult to answer. During the extended cut of the Vanderpump Rules Reunion Part 1, Andy brought the question back to both the Toms as they both found themselves in very different spots than they were when the work on Schwartz Sandy's first started. Tom, unable to truly answer, decided to use the time to say that he wasn't happy with what the lounge cost him, but now that the business has opened and is beginning to turn around, it may wind up having been worth it. Tom, on the other hand, said it wasn't worth it at the cost of his relationships. Sources: Bravo, Instagram. James Kennedy, Instagram. Bravo in the City, Instagram. Bravo Talk Too Much, Instagram. Martianis with Eddie, Twitter.